My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic, Rainbow Dash and the Beanstalk, Preview. Once upon a time in Equestria, they are two sisters with Princess Celestia and Princess Luna. They lived a Ponyville named Rainbow Dash with the best child, Scootaloo. One morning, Rainbow Dash told Scootaloo, "Scootaloo, let's go," Rainbow Dash called. On the way to the shop, they both met an old pony male who brings some 2 magic beans. "I am giving you some magic beans," said the old pony male. "Why do we need to buy magic beans?" asked Rainbow Dash. "Do we need to?" asked Scootaloo. "These are not real beans. These are magic beans. It will grow into a beanstalk that touches into the clouds in the sky." "Great!" shouted Rainbow Dash, and they went back home. "So, Scootaloo, let's plant some beans," said Rainbow Dash. "Let's have some dinner after planting some beans until when it's bedtime for each other." Early in the morning, Scootaloo waked up Rainbow Dash to get ready until Rainbow Dash told her, "It's a magic giant beanstalk," Rainbow Dash whispered to Scootaloo. After brushing hair and eating breakfast that Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo ever tasted, they went outside. "Are you ready, Scootaloo?" said Rainbow Dash. "Yes," said Scootaloo. Up they jumped on the leaves. They jumped and climbed high into the sky. Finally, Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo reached the top. They found a gigantic castle that Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo saw the biggest castle ever seen. Squeezing under the front door, Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo saw a ginormous room with some tasty food on the table. But there was a heavy, shaking footsteps. Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo looked up as the giant pony Sweetie Belle, where someone knows when the ginormous pony singing. "Fee, fi, fo, thumpity, I always stamping my feet. I was doing some chores. It will make it clean. It will make me so happy." "Uh-oh," whispered Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. The 2 ponies began to fly and run as Sweetie Belle the giant pony spotted them. A huge thing that is at the table where Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo and giant Sweetie Belle looked down and saw them, and a huge chicken that Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo had ever seen. "We have visitors," boomed giant Sweetie Belle. "So I see," squawked the chicken. "Now that we need to do with visitors," said giant Sweetie Belle. "Now you stay there, I'll be back, okay?" said Sweetie Belle the giant pony. Until Sweetie Belle the giant pony marched off to the bedroom with her heavy footsteps and shows the giant book of her long time ago, when she's not a giant. "Is giant Sweetie Belle friendly?" asked Rainbow Dash. "Yes, indeed," cackled the chicken. "So now I am showing you when I live in the village, okay?" said Sweetie Belle the giant pony. "Once upon a time, there I live in a village of Ponyville. I went out for a journey. Then I met a pony potion to tell me how to grow me a giant pony." "Hello, Sweetie Belle," said the potion pony. "So nice to meet you," said Sweetie Belle. "Let's go in together, shall we?" he said. Until Sweetie Belle went into the potion house, into the room, Sweetie Belle could tell Sweetie Belle, "It's time for your grow potion." "Okay," said Sweetie Belle. Until after drinking grow potion, the earthquake rumbled and the roof was falling as Sweetie Belle broke the roof top. She changed everything, and then Sweetie Belle becomes a huge giant. The end, and that's what happened to my story, said Sweetie Belle the giant pony. Wicked, said Scootaloo. Now let's make some lunch, shall we? Asked Sweetie Belle the giant pony. Yes, please, said Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. Until Sweetie Belle the giant pony marched off to the kitchen with giant footsteps and turned on the radio and cooked some toast and French eggs until she tapped her foot with an earthquake footsteps until she shouted, Lunch is ready, she shouted. Come in, they shouted. And so Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo sat at the table and ate their lunch until Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo telling Sweetie Belle the giant pony about at the bottom of the beanstalk. So Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo, why don't you live in Ponyville? Asked Sweetie Belle the giant pony. After we finally finished our lunch, you can follow us with the harp and the hen. Can they join? Asked Rainbow Dash. Okay, come on, let's run outside, said Sweetie Belle the giant pony. Okay, they shouted. Follow us, follow me, said Rainbow Dash and Scootaloo. Let's go and see Ponyville, can you? Yes, shouted Sweetie Belle the giant pony. Fee, fi, fo, fum, here I come. I can't wait to see Ponyville, and I am gonna meet the little ponies, roared Sweetie Belle the giant pony, until, with a sudden crack, snap! Down went the beanstalk with a giant crash, and Sweetie Belle the giant pony fell on the ground and landed on her bum. And that was the end of the beanstalk. Some little ponies looked up where Sweetie Belle the giant grow with some grow potion and tells the little ponies with a harp and a talking hen. So I haven't been to Ponyville before, have I? Asked Sweetie Belle the giant. So you can come with a celebration if you like, said Rainbow Dash, and then it makes the giant Sweetie Belle the giant pony happy. And that is an excellent adventure ever. Oh, I'm very glad, said Rainbow Dash. And that's what story it is. And that is with the harp and the hen, our family now too. The end.